Hey, yesterday I got on here and I shared something that was very difficult to share. And today, the Lord put it in my heart that there was still something left undone. So I want to share that with you. At 5 or 4, I thought that I knew how to please a person and my desire was to please a person. And in my own heart, that was a way to love someone. And the reality is that because I was trying to figure out love from my flesh and without God's understanding of what love is, then the enemy met me there. So Ephesians 2 says that we have all had our conversation with the prince of the power of air through the lust of our flesh, the desires of our flesh. So if we're trying to please people or, just feel like a good person and feel like we're doing what's right instead of actually seek what is right, then we end up having a conversation with a demon that is encouraging us in the way that is not correct and using our desires against us. And it's easy for us to validate or justify, we're going in this way because we just want to love. We just want to love. But we got to figure out what is love. How does God define love? And also, the other point was, which you'd have to watch the video before this one. The other point is that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and rulers of the darkness, wickedness in high places. So, not every instance of a situation where someone has offended you should you only see the physical of what happened. You should also ask God to help you to see the spiritual. Here lately, I've been seeing offense. People get offended really easily. And the first thing that comes to my heart is the Lord reminding me that it's a spirit. There is a spirit influencing an individual to do things that he knows will make you feel a certain way. It's not the individual is trying to hurt you. And so just be mindful of that it's not just the people, it's not just the physical thing that happened. There is a spirit, there is a spiritual realm, and these entities are way older than us. They've played this game for thousands of years, and they know exactly how to manipulate things and to cause one thing or one instance to make a domino effect, right? So they know what they're doing, and they play on the desires of men that aren't in alignment with God. So somebody might hurt you or neglect you because they're concerned for their comfort. They just want to be comfortable. They just want to have their own idea of what peace is. They don't want to be bothered by people, and they don't want to bother people. And so they don't cry out and spare not when they see something being done that's wrong against you. Somebody might just be concerned with themselves. They want to make sure that they have the best for them and their family, and other people don't really come to mind. So it's not always that somebody is out to get you or they're trying to hurt you. Usually it's sin, only desiring to please ourselves or to glorify ourselves, promote ourselves, bring ourselves into the place that we want to be instead of letting God lead us, that results in the harm of others. And ignorance results in the harm of others. And so if the Lord isn't giving somebody, or if somebody is not listening to the Lord's leading concerning a thing, then naturally they're going to abide in sin, and that sin is going to bring forth death. That sin is going to, by default, hurt another person. There's not a sin that can happen that doesn't cost somebody else. Like there's nothing that we can do in rebellion against God or disobedience to God that won't cost another person. Essentially, every sin will bring forth death, not just in our own lives, but in the lives of others. And so we need to have grace for people. We don't have to tolerate the wickedness. We can bring the offense to the person. We can tell them, like, this is what the Bible says. This is how this is supposed to be handled. But we still need to remember we're not fighting people. We're not at war with people. We are at war with spiritual wickedness. God desires for all men to be saved. But the sad thing is that most people won't come out of agreement with those spirits, and so those spirits drag them all the way to hell. But may the Lord use this to bless you and to remember that it is our job to fight against this spiritual wickedness. So fight to stay out of offense. Fight to pursue peace with God, and if possible, to pursue it with the people as well. God bless you.